Welcome to the Human Nature Channel. I'm your host, Alex Tam Sewell, and what am I doing here? Well, it's Tuesday night once again here at my dad's Full of Life farm garage. I'm not kidding about the full of life part. There's wildlife living in here. Well, I mean flies. What do you think this is for? Now, the funny thing is, you only see the flies in the wintertime. When it's 20 degrees outside and it's 63 degrees in here, then you see them. I guess that's the perfect conditions to hatch the eggs. But tonight, not a fly to be found. I guess it's because outside it's hovering around the 50-degree mark and isn't the right conditions for them. Now, over on a countertop, I got a dead fly on his back with his legs in the air. Where do you want me to put this spoon? Put it next to the dead fly. But flies aren't the only creatures living in this farm garage. Now, I almost didn't do a farm garage video tonight because I was feeling fatigued. I didn't sleep very well last night for some reason, and it's kind of a surprise because Monday was a good day. By 11:30 in the evening, I had all the usable video I needed. I had my graphics set up. The only thing I had to do was edit my video, and I was going to do that the next day because that's a half-hour job tops. I love to edit. It is my favorite part of the process of making a YouTube video. It may have something to do with my computer-aided drafting background. I took to it like a duck to water. So I'm thinking, yeah, bedtime. And for some reason, as soon as I got into bed, I'm like not comfortable. And am I warm? And couldn't fall asleep. I think like an hour later, I got out of bed and I went in the bathroom to take a leak. And I'm like, I'm so tired. How come I can't fall asleep? And that's the last thing I remember. So all day long, I was feeling crappy. I got up here to the farm garage. I'm still feeling crappy. It's late afternoon, ass scratching time, and I'm like, and then I see it. Now, you got to understand, one thing I do early is I set up my camera tripod and I got my camera on it because I practice in front of it. So it's there as I'm walking past it and I see this ladybug on the wing nut. And it walks on the top of it and disappears on the other side. And I'm like, where'd he go? And, I mean, assuming it's a he, we are talking ladybugs here. And then the next thing I know, the ladybug is on top of the camera. I'm like, wow. Spreads its wings, flies up in the air, and then goes down right on the counter right here. And I'm like, great. I hope that ladybug stays there. Because when I get to the part of the video where I'm talking about the ladybug, I can take the camera, turn it around, show you the ladybug, put it back on top of the tripod, but the ladybug flew away. But anyhow, I'm back to life. How about some Las Vegas Shooting Truth Community yak? Because that's what you're here for. Excuse me 1 second. 2 videos ago, I threw out the question, what kind of criminal was Stephen Paddock? Eric Peters took a stab at part of that question. There's another side to that question, which is actually more basic, but you can start there. Stephen Paddock was a mass murderer. But here's the one thing that's also true about him. It doesn't get all that much attention, but Stephen Paddock was also a cop killer. It was off-duty police officer Charleston Hartfield who died at the Route 91 Harvest Festival massacre. Paddock couldn't have known that. However, I think it was Volley 7 when all of the Metro police cars are showing up and the cops are getting out. Paddock fired at the police. That's when Brady Cook was wounded. So yeah, accidental cop killer, but he wouldn't have cared if he killed cops anyway. Stephen Paddock's worldview at that point, based on his behavior, is something I can't picture. In a way, it's a nihilism like I've never seen before. How did Paddock get to the point where he didn't care if you thought he was a mass murdering cop killer with child porn on his computer? He's almost too bad to be true. Anyway, there's always something interesting here in my dad's garage. What can I show you tonight? One thing I thought I could show you about the farm garage was how much space is here by taking you on a walk around it. Now, right now, I guess I'm in the southwest corner next to the furnace, and it's about 30 paces to the next wall. Yes, that is a high school cafeteria table with some stuff piled on it. Don't ask me how my dad does it. So, now we turn, and I've walked that off, and that's about 50 paces. So, what are we thinking here? About 30 by 50 feet? There's that old railroad vise. Now, I saw this earlier. This is this tool with these funky tooth wheels in it. Honestly, I don't know what it does. Shells, we got rope, and we got containers for all sorts of things. When Dad is looking for something, he's like, I know it's in there somewhere. It'll just take me forever to find it. Got the double-bladed grinder. Oh, right here. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, we got a drill press. Now, last week when we were walking by the front loader, I was tempted to put a Coors Light in that cup holder, but I thought, nah, artificial intelligence doesn't have a sense of humor. Okay, there's our hot water heater. Yes, past the doors, past the Bobcat. Okay, now under this covering is a air compressor, or an air compressor. I'd show it to you, but I don't know if I could handle that with one hand. But yeah, we walked past the cabinets, piled wood, stuff you've seen. Yeah, the entertainment center off to the side. I walk around listening to music here. So yeah. And that is your round trip around the farm garage. Well, I think I have everything I need. I have some brandy in case of an accident. I got this stone knob, and I really have no idea what it is off of. If it was attached to any kind of rod, it was some metal that rusts like iron. I have no idea what it's made from, although it's smooth like a billiard ball. What are billiard balls made from? Basalt? I'm not sure. I don't know where my dad got this, but he has been working in the foundation of where the old farmhouse used to be, where we used to live. It's only about, I don't know, 90 feet from the front doors of the garage. So he may have dug this up in there. And, you know, when it comes to touching knobs in public places, isn't it amazing I could even think of something like this? I have police tape. Yes. Here we go. This was part of a gag. Whenever the human encyclopedia comes by my apartment on Saturday night, what he does is he heads for the computer, he sits right down and starts checking out like Facebook and Yahoo, and you know, he's in the Dungeons and Dragons, he buys miniatures. I mean, you know, he could be there. He could be there a while, so, and I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind that the evening is long, but just as a gag, we set this up for him. I hope you can see that. Yeah, I thought it was funny, but let's just say that particular evening he wasn't in the mood for a practical joke. I got a change purse. My mother used to collect these things. I have been told there's a bunch of them down at the new house. But this is nifty. It's got two compartments. One for bills. One for quarters when I go play bonus hole. And what makes it nifty is the partition is made of clear plastic. It's my equivalent of Irv's tin cup. Oh, stuff like this. I really get a kick out of stuff like this. What we have here is a headlamp. And what I love about these things is you can put them on a knit hat, kinda, sorta. And it has two settings, annoying and really annoying. Oh, this is a nifty thing. Years ago, before I was doing YouTube videos, I would come up here in the summertime, sit in a canvas chair under one of the brightest lights to read, and to make sure I saw clearly, I was wearing one of those things. Yeah. Anyway, hey, Irv, you get to follow the light show. All right? Oh, what's that, Irv? You really liked doing that? Well, Irv, I hope you were paying attention when I said earlier in this video that I was fatigued. I want to do it again because it tickled. I'm happy for you, Irv. You know, it's nice that you had a good experience. That's what they should have done on Star Trek. Okay, Irv, it's time for your close-up. We'll start off with some good news for a change. My friend the cleanup man had his cancer surgery last Monday morning, and I am happy to report it was the best case scenario for him. Considering the diagnosis was lung cancer, he was luckier than any of us had a right to expect. At 4:30 in the a.m., I picked him up in my car and drove him to the hospital. I stayed with him for the 2 hours that went into surgery preparation, and I told him I was going to stay the whole time he was under the knife. I wanted to be the first person to hear he was going to be okay. He said I didn't have to stay, he'd be fine, but he did want me to call his sister and give her the PIN number needed to get any information on a patient at this hospital, which is what I did. About 5 hours later, I got a call from his sister, and she told me the cleanup man did not lose a lung, as we feared he might. As it turned out, the cancer was not quite in the upper branching of his lungs, as the doctors first thought, but higher up in the esophagus, which made the tumor easier to remove. Instead of the doctors cutting into his lower back, the incision was higher up and involved losing a rib. But other than that, the cleanup man will be okay. I mean more than just okay, because it looks like he'll be able to go back to work like he wanted. Let's hope when he's all better, there's a job for him to return to. He's already home. He came home Friday and I've seen him. For the last month and a half before this, I'd been spending time with him while he looked at his own mortality, up to where he was telling friends who gets which of his possessions in case he didn't pull through. That last part of winter was a challenging time for me and my circle of pals, and it's not over yet. Now my friend has to convalesce for the next 4 weeks in a time when even Harvey Weinstein catches the coronavirus. There's a great sense of relief knowing the cleanup man is out of the hospital. Now it's on to the next phase, but it still feels like we're sailing between the rocks near the shore with a bunch of outdated charts. So where does that leave me in the Human Nature channel? For one thing, I haven't had the time as I usually do to think about the Las Vegas shooting. Because of my friend's restricted mobility, I've been running errands for him and sometimes even lifting heavy things he shouldn't. So my scheduling has been different. But it's not only that. Since we're now in the era of COVID-19, I've been looking at some big jobs that I should tackle ASAP. Clean my apartment from top to bottom is on the list. Now, I keep a clean place, but I missed last year's spring cleaning and the year before that, and, well, you get the idea. Plus, since I have a gas stove, I need to get behind it and clean back there thoroughly. If I go dark for the next couple of weeks, and if you wonder where is Alex, he's probably standing on a stepladder and cleaning the ceiling of his kitchen. Another thing I'm thinking about are options for myself beyond doing Las Vegas shooting videos, like sitting down and learning my editing software inside out. I use Power Director and really like it, but there's a lot of features to it, like text graphics, that I don't take advantage of because I don't really know much about them. If I become an expert at Power Director, I'll be offering my editing services to anybody who wants to do videos but doesn't like to edit. There's also aspects of public speaking and voiceover work that I want to look into. YouTube is not turning into the cash stream or even cash trickle I was hoping for. I really want to be making some type of living off the internet or in an internet-related way. So in some respects, I'm going back to school, even if it amounts to homeschooling myself. But hey, it's now the work-from-home economy and time to get in on the ground floor. Also, when I come back with more videos, I'll still be doing Las Vegas pieces, but I'll probably be branching off into other features like book and movie reviews or just political commentary. Most of us have noticed that interest in the LVS has hit a saturation point and is waning. I'm happy with the videos I've done. It's been one hell of a run, and I'm pleased that I've made so many like-minded friends along the way, people I might not have known otherwise. But I'm probably not alone in the feeling that now is the time to look towards the future and make plans, because things are going to be really different from here on out. So that's it for today. A shorter video than usual, but I've got a bottle of soft scrub with bleach and it's calling my name. And one last thing. Hey Scott, I asked my dad if he knew a Stosh Olowski, and he said the name didn't ring a bell. Dad said that Fisher Body was a big place at the time and maybe Stosh was working a different shift than him. Dad also asked what type of job he did, like car doors and windows, maintenance, work on gadgets. I said I didn't know, but I would pass those questions on to you. Have a good one, everybody. Stay indoors and stay healthy.